Good evening. Dan Byler and Randy Yoder, longtime girls varsity coach at Westview, coming to you live from Lakeland High School with Westview Lady Warriors hoops action here on LaGwanamedia.com. Our live stream this evening will be audio only per Lakeland's request, with the video to be uploaded later. Over the last 20 years, Westview leads the series against Lakeland 16-8, and so far this year, the Lady Warriors sport a 6-7 record, most recently defeating the Sturgis Lady Trojans 55-46, while the Lady Lakers are 5-8 and are coming off a loss to NECC foe Eastside 48-52. The junior varsity squads for both the boys and girls have already competed this evening, with the Westview girls winning and the Lakeland boys winning. And upon the completion of this contest between the varsity girls, the varsity boys squads will be featured in the final game of this quadruple header here in LaGrange this evening. Tonight's game sponsor is Weaver Furniture Sales, with 2 locations in Shipshewana, south of US 20 on County Road 75 North, and in the Davis Mercantile on Main Street in downtown Shipshewana. This evening's game is also brought to you by Dale's Dependable Handyman Service. Call Dale at 260-463-3970. Also by Tiffany's Restaurant on East Lake Street in Topeka. Stutzman Power Equipment on US 20 West in Shipshewana. By Height Auto Body, US 20 West in LaGrange. By Freedom Finish Works in Topeka. Also by Dry Forest Wood Products on County Road 675 West in Shipshewana. By LaGwana, your local creative services provider. By Animal Care Clinic of Topeka, located right across from the Topeka Sale Barn on East Lake Street. Also avail portable toilet and sink rentals, daily, weekly, or monthly rentals. By Jerry Standard Service in Middlebury. By Topeka Pharmacy, 101 North Main, downtown Topeka. Also the Van Buren Hotel at Shipshewana, north of town on State Road 5. By Emma Warehouse, see them for Valspar paint and painting supplies in downtown Emma. And by Ben's Pretzels, located south of Shipshewana on State Road 5. Tonight's game is a presentation of LaGwana Media and the IHSAA Champions Network. We'll be back with tonight's J&R Solutions pregame show right after this 30-second timeout.
Are you looking for unlimited high-speed internet with no contract and no credit check? No matter where you live, it's available. Bringing America together. J&R Solutions, Internet Service Provider. Call them at 574-349-7673.
And we're here at Lakeland High School. Looks like teams are both huddled up and about ready to start here. I imagine they'll be playing the national anthem here shortly. So any thoughts on what to expect tonight, Randy?
Well, Dan, I think on paper this ought to be a great one. They're evenly matched. It's always a great atmosphere. We always play this right around Christmas, girl-boy doubleheader, a rivalry game. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, just looking at the standings in the conference, so Westview right now is fourth. We're 4-2 in the conference. We actually have 3 teams that haven't lost in the conference: Central Noble, Eastside, and Fairfield. Central Noble has won 6-0, Eastside 6-0, at Fairfield's 5-0, and then we're 4th place, and then 3 slots down from us is Lakeland. They're 1-4 in the conference.
Yeah.
So
they're on a 4-game losing streak, but they played some tough competition recently, including Fairfield and Eastside. So I'm sure they're hungry too. It should be an exciting matchup tonight.
So we'll take a pause here as they do the national anthem here. Well, that was a rendition by a couple students here. I don't know if I've ever heard the national anthem performed by electric guitars.
No, that was a unique sound, to say the least.
Yeah.
Did a pretty good job, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll pick up the starting lineup as they come out this evening. So we've got Andrea Miller starting, and Hope Bortner for Westview, along with Morgan Rieksecker, Michaela Mast, and Sarah Lapp. So I think that's pretty much the lineup we've had.
Yep.
At least any time I've seen them playing this year.
I think 2 seniors, a junior, a sophomore, and a freshman. That's kind of been the consistent starting 5 he's had. Yep.
Yeah, I remember thinking it's interesting having one from each class.
Yep.
For the Lady Lakers, senior Peyton Hartsaw, 5'5" senior. And then another senior. Is that Rassler?
Yes.
It is Rassler. Olivia Rassler, 5'6" senior. Takaya Wallace, a 5'6" junior, one of the forwards this evening for the Lady Lakers. And another forward, Olivia Oman, I believe. Yep. A 5'8" junior. And in the center for the ladies tonight is Grace Iddings, also a 5'8" senior. And so looks like we're about ready to tip it off. And okay, they got a line out there for the girls to run through. So gym's starting to fill up a little bit. So had the junior varsity girls game here in the main gym right prior to this game. The boys played in one of the auxiliary gyms here at Lakeland. They were playing at the same time. I think those games started at 4:30. So actually, Takaya, how's that pronounced? Wallace is jumping.
Jumping, yep.
And she tipped it, but Sarah Lapp stepped in and took the ball. So Westview has the ball first. Andrea brings it down on the left side, looking underneath. Drives inside. Rieksecker out. Hope Bortner gets a shot off. No good. Pulled out of there by Oman. Pass inside, deflected, but she still got it. Tried to put it up over her back. Sarah Lapp with the rebound. And coming back the other way. A little token pressure there for a second. Looks like Lakeland set up in a 3-2 zone, and Sarah lost the ball ahead to Wallace, and she misses the shot. Rebound by Rieksecker.
Yeah, hopefully we can expose that zone with our 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We got a shot off the first time down, just didn't drop.
Yep.
Inside to Rieksecker, a little 10-footer, put it up and in, so sophomore puts us on the board, up 2-0.
Yeah, that was a nice little feed, about an 8-10-footer inside the pressure of the outside 3 guards.
Right, so Westview in a man-to-man, well, the matchup, I'm not sure what they're doing here quite. Rieksecker with the rebound, missed 3-point attempt, and Andrea brings it back down. So it looks like Lakeland's going to drop back into that 2-3 zone. Hope Bortner on the right side underneath to Sarah Lapp. Nice fake, drives inside, puts up a little 6-8-footer, and Sarah gets on the board.
Boy, that's her specialty, that fake and drive along the baseline. She did a great job.
So Lakeland getting set, dribbling around the top.
So
we got a turnover. Yeah, so far buckets by Morgan Rieksecker and Sarah Lapp for Westview, the only points scored so far this evening.
Okay. Well, we're off to a good start, 2 minutes in. We'll see if we can keep her going.
If we outscore them 4-0 every 2 minutes.
And
Andrea gets on the board. 3 different Lady Warriors on the board now as Andrea pops one from inside the free throw.
Yeah, we've been able to
lane.
break through that initial pressure and get some short-range shots here to fall.
Sarah Lapp knocked the ball away, but she's going to be called for a foul there. Olivia Rassler is the one with the ball. She triggers it in, gets it into Peyton. Hartsaw switches to left hand across to Kaya Wallace, and then bounce pass underneath, and first points by the Lady Lakers by Olivia Rassler, the 5'6" senior. 6-2 Westview up by 4. So Andrea Miller drives down the right side. Bortner down, clear down on the right. Now she's driving the baseline inside to Morgan Rieksecker. Knocked away and saved. A nice play there by Peyton Hartsaw to throw it back in. And Rassler brings it down quickly. Drive inside by Oman. Oh, I thought she lost it, but she was passing it. So over the top shot by Wallace. And we've got
Mass got the rebound there.
Mass got the rebound.
Yep.
So Sarah Lapp takes the 3, banks it in. So 5 for Sarah now, I believe. Westview moves up 9-2. She took that shot just to the right of the center. Fake and a nice driving layup there by Hartsaw. Couldn't quite get it to go, and Westview brings the ball back the other way. Andrea bringing it down on the right side a bit. Across the timeline now. Looks like we're trying to, she's going to drive inside, loses it. Scramble, a little bit of a scrum on the floor there, and I think was that Rassler got a piece of it.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Lakeland ball on the alternating possession.
I thought a key coming in is how we can contain Hartsaw. She's averaging 14.5, and she just had a signing the other day with, she's going to Huntington next year.
Oh, okay.
And so hopefully we can keep her under wraps, but she's kind of the engine for this team.
She's got it driving left-handed to the lane. Couldn't get it to drop. Rieksecker got the rebound out to Sarah. Sarah's going to bring it across the timeline. Now she's driving down the right side, pulls it back up, getting things set up out front. And Lakeland switched to a man-to-man here. Andrea gets free, passes it to Rieksecker. Nice feed inside. The rebound came loose right into Mast's hand. She puts it up and in. She's on the board. So 4 of the 5 Lady Warriors have scored already, and we're now up 11-2. 3-point shot deep in the left corner. Let's see, that was Onan. No, 14.
Wallace?
Wallace. No, Hartsaw. Hartsaw put that up, wasn't it? I think it was 14 to put that up. Andrea drives drives into the lane and puts it up. No good. Pulled out of there by Wallace. Cross to Oman. She drives down to the baseline, kicks it back up top to Rassler. Rassler looking, and we have an offensive foul called. I don't know if there's a moving screen there or exactly what happened.
Yeah, I couldn't quite.
Yeah, it's going to be called on Grace Iddings, so I think.
Oh, the center I
Yeah, so I don't know if she was just pushing or what. So offensive foul called. Of course, that counts in the turnover columns too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It's a foul and a turnover. So Andrea brings it down, lobs it inside to Hope Bortner. Back out. Mass takes the 3-point shot and hits it. And Westview is hitting on all cylinders right now. 14-5.
That was great ball movement. I don't know if the ball touched the floor. They just really moved it well.
Lakeland passes the ball down on the left side now, drives into the lane all the way in, puts it up and off the glass. And that's going to be Oman scores. So 14-7, Westview still up. Andrea trots it across the timeline. And looks like they're still in a man-to-man. Rieksecker with the ball on the baseline, sort of stuck there, gets it to Mast, and then loses it to Hartsaw. Hartsaw brings it down quickly across, kicks it to the right wing. Rassler, she kicks it back out to the center. Iddings, and then to Wallace on the right side. I guess that was on the left side earlier. Yeah. Back out to the left wing by Rassler. And now Hartsaw takes the three-point, hits it, and all of a sudden they're back within 4, 10-14.
A lot of points. Yeah, excuse me. A lot of points put on the board here early on.
Yeah, 1:46 to go here. Westview still hanging on to a 4-point lead. Sarah Lapp drives inside, throws it up, and puts it up just outside, just from in front of the basket, gets it to go down. So 16-10 Westview, 1:33 to go in the first half. And Hartsaw brings it down to 3-point shot put up by Onan, did not go. Mast pulls down the rebound, and she's going to bring the ball down herself. Mast, the freshman, on the floor for Westview. No, I don't think there's any substitutions from either side. Sarah Lapp with the ball on on the right wing, pulls it up about 12 feet out, loses it. Andrea Miller gets it and drives inside. Oh, she had Hope wide open on the other side if she could have hit her.
Yeah.
Her shot did not go in. Two Lady Lakers fighting for it, knocked it out of bounds, so it'll be Westview team rebound there. Iddings comes out, and in for the first time for the Lady Lakers is, as soon as I can see her number, she's got her side to us. Oh, she just hit the deck. Hope Bortner puts up a three. No good. Pulled out of there by Rieksecker. Kara Shakow is the player.
Yes, sophomore, yep.
So
I think her dad's a principal here at Lakeland.
Oh, okay. See, there's a Shakow on the boys' team, too.
Yeah, I think it's his brother.
Mast drives. Has to knock it away. Knocked out of bounds by Rassler. Westview will retain possession and trigger it in on the right side underneath their own basket. We do have a substitution now. Cameron Miller comes in for Westview. Mast out. And we've got Iddings coming right back in. She comes in for Wallace. Maybe has a 6-player rotation.
It appears that way, doesn't it?
Oh, pass outside. Cam chases it down. Sarah Lapp, 3-pointer. She's going to let her have it, so she'll take it. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Olivia Rassler quickly down the other way. Hartsaw drives it, kicks it out to the left wing. To Onan, back to Hartsaw. Hartsaw down on the right side, back up to the, left side, back to the left wing. Now clear on the right side to Rassler. Rassler's looking at the three, dribbling around. Now she's up at the top of the key. Got a play set up the way it looks. Iddings with the Hartsaw with the ball, drives it to the right wing. Now she goes in for the layup, but they're foul called on the floor prior to the shot. I'm guessing she'd have rather had the shot.
Yeah. Yep. Probably saved us a basket by having the foul.
And they called that on Cameron Miller, I think. Gets it in and then jumps out and gets the pass. Morgan Rieksecker pulls down the carom off the missed three by Hartsaw. So after one quarter of action, Westview up 16-10. We'll be right back with second quarter action after this 60-second timeout.
Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana invites you to visit their expanded showroom filled with a complete line of solid hardwood custom-made furniture for your entire home. You'll also find a wide selection of recliners, couches, chairs, and many more home furnishings to suit anyone's taste. Weaver Furniture, located just south of US Highway 20 on County Road 75 North. Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana, family-owned and operated since 1989.
Michaela?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michaela.
And we're back.
Well, we got that right there.
Westview coming back out. And Lakeland coming out now as well. I think Westview will get the ball since we had gotten the ball initially and then there was one tie-up. So Cameron's going to trigger it in from the far side right at half court into Andrea. Andrea brings it across the center. Lakeland set up in a man-to-man again. Andrea's just going to drive right around her lady. She puts up a layup. It didn't go, but there is a foul on the floor prior to the shot. I think we've got a new player in there too. Dolce Canedo, a freshman, 5'3" freshman for Lakeland. Andrea's going to trigger it in on the left side, gets it into Rieksecker on the right baseline. She takes it back out to Cameron on the left wing. I'm having troubles with my right and left here. Andrea Miller drives in on the left side, looking to pull it back out. Hope Bortner, top of the key. Now Cameron drives it across the lane, back to Hope Bortner, top of the key. She takes the three, can't get it to go. Rebound by Cameron, and it won't go, and pulled out of there by Hartsaw. Quickly down the left side. She's going to drive in all the way, puts it up and gets it to go, and a foul called. A nice drive to the basket on the left side, right-handed shot. Foul's called on Cameron Miller, and that's her second. So Westview only with 3 fouls, but 2 of those on Cameron, who just came in a little bit ago.
Yeah.
And the free throw is good by Hartsaw.
I guess that's really the first time she's kind of broke away, but hopefully we can move her feet and keep her out of the paint, because she's a very gifted, not only outside shooter, but a solid driver too. She completed the three-point play, didn't she?
Yes, she did. So Canedo putting a little bit of pressure on Andrea as she comes across the timeline. Rieksecker sets a screen for her. Andrea puts the shot up, and it was blocked, partially blocked there by Rassler, and Rassler brings the ball down, kicks it off to the right side to Canedo, and Canedo took a step prior to getting the ball on the floor, so she gets called for the travel. Westview will be triggering it in from right in front of their own bench. Andrea Miller throws it into Sarah Lapp, back to Andrea. And looks like we're all spread out down at the other end. Andrea comes across the timeline, Cameron moving, getting something going. Andrea was trying to hit a back door, didn't work. Sarah Lapp clear down on the right wing. Looking, drives, dribbles, takes it back up top on the wing, now all the way out front. Looking at the inside, Michaela Mast has the ball now at top of the key, dribbling it. It looks like they're doing a nice job of switching.
Yeah.
They're playing man-to-man, but they're switching on every screen almost.
Screen,
yeah. So just automatic. Oh, lob inside, no good, right into the hands of Grace Iddings.
Yeah, their defense seems to tighten up here in the last 3-4 minutes after that initial outbreak we had.
The shot or drive on the baseline by Canedo. She's stuck there, kicks it back out to Hartsaw. Hartsaw skip pass all the way across. Rassler on the right side, down to the baseline, stuck, throws it out to Iddings on the right wing, back to Rassler on the right baseline. She drives inside, can't get it to go, and Hope Bortner gets the rebound, manages to corral it before it goes out of bounds, and Sarah Lapp brings the ball down the floor, crossing the timeline. Setting up top. Looks like we're trying to get into position here. Pass across to Michaela at the free throw line, and Grace Iddings tried to get around to get it, and too much contact there, so she gets called for her second foul, and she comes back out, as does Shakow. So their 2 tallest players, I think, just came out. Ball inbounded by Westview. Sarah Lapp has it on the left side. She drives in hard, kicks it out to Cameron on the right left wing. Shot from the left elbow by Hope Bortner, and then a follow-up rebound, no good, and Lakeland brings it down. Onan passes it to Hartsaw, who had taken off for the basket, and
Yep.
turnover Lakeland. And Rieksecker coming back in, comes in for Bortner.
It almost appears like this lineup Lakeland has is a little bit more to match up with our speed. You know, like you said, a little smaller lineup, but maybe a little bit quicker lineup.
Right, yeah. Westview doesn't have a whole lot of height to worry about.
No,
Andrea
no.
all the way in, layup on the right side, uncontested. So Andrea scores another bucket. She has 4 now. Hartsaw with the ball, top of the key, kicks it across to Onan at the right wing. She drives inside, puts it up, can't get it to go, and Michaela Mast with the rebound kicks it out to Sarah Lapp, who walks it across or trots it across the timeline. Down to Cameron Miller down on the right baseline, back up top to Sarah. Sarah drives it to the center circle and hands it off to Andrea Miller now. And Andrea goes down the right side. Thought she was going to go for the basket again. Rieksecker will drive underneath. Couldn't get it to go. And Rassler got her leg and her arm on it, stopped it. Hope Bortner checks in. Cameron Miller back out. Back into the lineup for the Lady Lakers is, or maybe in for the first time, Caitlin Ryan, also a freshman, a 5'8 freshman.
Yep.
Michaela Mast triggering it in, clear down at the corner in front of the Lakeland bench. Gets it to Morgan Rieksecker. She dribbles it to the top. And Hartsaw popped out there on the other side and messed her up, and she traveled. So turnover Westview.
We're setting that little screen out there by the free throw line, and we've had some nice looks off of it, but like you said, Dan, they're doing a good job of switching on that.
So 4:16 to go here in the first half. Westview hanging on to an 18-13 lead. Lakeland has the ball up top. Onan dribbling around with Andrea Miller on her. She hands it off to Rassler. just to the right of the top. And we switch now to Sarah Lapp on Rassler now. Hartsaw takes a little 12-footer, 15-footer, and got it to drop. And she's going to go to the free throw line again and for a chance for another 3-point play. That foul's going to be called on Morgan Rieksecker, her first. 4 now on Westview, 3 on Lakeland. Hartsaw's free throw is up and good. It is now 16-18. Westview still with a 2-point lead with 4 minutes to go here in the first half.
Gives Peyton ninth point of the game.
Okay, Andrea drives down the left side, kicks it to Sarah Lapp. Sarah drives into the lane, tries to put it up. I think that was partially deflected. Pulled out of there by Rassler. She gets it to Hartsaw. Hartsaw quickly down the left side, now coming towards the middle. Does a skip pass down underneath, and freshman Caitlin Ryan was not quite ready for that pass. She led her perfectly, but I don't think she was expecting the pass. It went out of bounds. So turnover, Lakeland, and we'll take a timeout here as well. Westview up 16-18. Be back in 60 seconds.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 rated reliability of Kubota compact tractors so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 84 months and save up to $1,400.
Tiffany's Restaurant on East Lake Street, Topeka. Mouth-watering home-cooked goodness, all in a friendly down-home atmosphere among friends and neighbors. Different daily specials, all-you-can-eat fish twice a week, scrumptious buffets featuring our fried chicken, and then finish it off with a slice of fresh-baked pie. Eat in our large dining room or carry out at 260-593-2988, and now offering delivery within 10 miles of Topeka.
Back at Lakeland, Westview just triggered it in down at the far end. Sarah Lapp into Michaela Mass. Michaela just came across the timeline. She's got Wallace on her. Michaela looking to drive inside. She finally does, but has to pick it up, and they're saying she took an extra step when she did that. So turnover Westview. All of a sudden there's been a number of turnovers both ways just here in the last couple seconds.
Yep, it's hard to put points on the board when you don't get a shot, and that's what's happening here in like you say, the last few minutes.
Hartsaw on the left side, comes back to the middle, top of the key, hands it off to Onan on the right wing. She dribbles back to the center. Westview in a man-to-man. Rassler has it now. She drives in, and she pulled her pivot foot. Another turnover. So Westview will be bringing it full length of the floor again. This time Sarah Lapp triggers it in to Andrea Miller, and she comes across the timeline. And both teams in a man-to-man still. Andrea just drives right around her defender, and apparently maybe she reached for her. Was that was going to be called on Caitlin Ryan, the freshman.
Yep.
And that'll be her first in 4 on Lakeland now. 2:53 to go here in the first half. Andrea triggers it into Sarah Lapp and then comes over and Sarah hands it back to her. Top of the key, now to the left side a little bit. Outside the 3-point line. Rassler on her. Michaela Mass now drives the lane, puts it up with her left hand, scoops it up and in. 2 points, 2 more points for Mast. Westview up 20-16, 2:34 to go here in the first half. Hartsaw brings it down on the left side, kicks it out, clear down on the left baseline to Rassler. Rassler's shot bounces around, can't get it to go. Rieksecker rips it down. Lakeland trying to help her hold it, but she didn't really want any help. So
I tell you, Rieksecker rebounds well for her size.
So Westview working the perimeter again. Mast has it at the top of the key with the dribble. You've got Wallace on her, fakes the 3-point shot and passes it off to Bortner on the right elbow. Now Bortner to the center. Back out on the left side now. Andrea Miller, top of the key. Drives inside, kicks it to Rieksecker on the left side. Nice give and go there to Sarah Lapp, and she kicks it out to Hope Bortner. Hope takes a shot just inside the arc, and is that her first points? Bortner hit a 2. No, she hit a 2 earlier, didn't she?
Nope, that's her first basket.
Okay, so that's Bortner's first. That might be her first shot inside the 3-point line. I think she's taken 3 out there. They couldn't quite get any to go. Lakeland working the perimeter now. Rassler with the ball on the right wing. Sarah Lapp on her, kicks it to a wide open Onan, and she hits another three. And that makes it 19-22. So Westview's been in the lead the whole game, but Lakeland's making it interesting.
Yeah, there's
Sarah Lapp, go ahead.
Striking distance, yep. Another block.
Rassler blocked Sarah Lapp's attempted layup, and now Onan's driving all the way down, hands it off to Wallace for about a 12-footer on the side, and she gets it to rattle around and go in, and all of a sudden it's a 1-point game with 1 minute to go. Westview up 22-21. Andrea Miller brings it across the timeline. Coach Yoder's telling him to spread out. Looks like he might want to, either he's wanting her to have the driving lane or he's trying to kill a clock. I'm not sure what that meant.
Yeah, it almost appears he wants to go for the last shot unless she has the lane to take it one-on-one.
Andrea clear out top on the left side. Now she drives into the center and back out. Looks like, I thought maybe they were going to double team her. Hope Bortner has it on the right side at the top of the key now. She goes back out, hands it off to Sarah Lapp on the left side, well outside the three-point line. And I'm not sure that's what Lakeland coach wanted, but Hartsaw is going to get called for a foul. She was trying to poke it loose from behind. That's her first, 5 on Lakeland with 19.6 seconds to go. And we've got Grace Iddings back in, 5'8" senior for defense here. The last 19 seconds of the half. Ball thrown down and picked off by Rassler. She drives inside, spins around, puts it up and in. 14.5 seconds to go, and they just took the lead, 23-22. Lakeland took the lead. Sarah Lapp quickly across the timeline, and she threw it away. Wallace has it, and she throws it across to Rassler. Rassler spins around, and they never got the shot off. And Hartsaw almost hit a three from about 3 feet behind the arc. But with one half in the books, Westview just lost the lead for the first time. It is 23-22 in favor of the Lady Lakers. We'll be right back after this 2-minute timeout.
Freedom Finish Works in Topeka specializes in both steel and aluminum. Their 40,000 square foot custom powder coat facility has the flexibility to run everything from one-piece custom orders to full production quantities. They also have the unique capabilities of powder coat, glass coat, as well as other highly durable coatings. They are your local source for powder coating. Freedom Finish Works in Topeka. Call 260-593-0204.
Does your paint job need a refresh? Got too many dings and scratches? Let Hyde Auto Body take care of it for you. No matter the type of vehicle, motorcycle, trailer, or truck cab, Hyde Auto Body's experienced paint specialists will attend to every detail so you don't have to. We aim to be #1 in customer service, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. We're located west of State Road 9 on US 20. Hyde Auto Body, a trusted name in the community for over 20 years.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Pizza Depot on South Jefferson Street in Millersburg features delicious pizza and breadsticks, along with fresh salads. Dine in, carry out, and delivery are all available at Pizza Depot. Pizza Depot, 104 South Jefferson Street in Millersburg. 574-642-4229.
Back at Lakeland High School. For those of you listening, while we're doing the live audio, I was just told by our engineer that somehow we're trying to use one software to stream the live audio and then different software to record the game for the whole video and audio both for later viewing, and somehow the commercial spots are not going out. So you're getting some dead air there when we're doing the commercials. So if you really want to see the commercials or hear them, you have to wait till we upload the video. Then you can hear them. and you can see the rest of the game. So anyway, Randy, you want to give us some scoring for the first half here?
Yeah, he'll be glad to do that. Westview in the first quarter outscored Lakeland by 6, 16-10. In the second quarter, Lakeland outscored us by 7, 13-6. So they overtook us in the last minute or so in the first half to take a 23-22 lead. Individual scoring, we'll start out with Westview. Little point guard Andrea Miller has 2 baskets for a total of 4. Hope Bordner attempted a number of threes, did not connect, but she did have a 2-point basket late in the second quarter for 2 points. Reedsecker has a basket for 2. And then we have 2 girls with 7. Mass, the freshman, has 2 twos and a 3 for 7. And Sarah Lapp, probably in the first 4 minutes or so of the game, she had her 7 points with 2 twos and a 3. We did not attempt any free throws in that first half. So our 22 points came from all twos, and then we had 2 threes. For Lakeland, they're led by the girl that's led them all year. Peyton Hartsaw has a total of 9, 1 3-pointer, 2 twos, and she had 2 old-fashioned 3-point plays. And
she capitalized on those, didn't she?
Yes, she did. Absolutely. So she has a total of 9 to lead them. Her classmate, Wrestler, also a senior, had 2 baskets, 2 twos for a total of 4. Wallace had a 2-point basket for 2. And then Oman had really kind of helped bring them back and helped them late in that first half. She has 2 threes and a 2 for a total of 8 for their total of 23. So except Hartsaw was 2 for 2 at the line, and that was the only free throws they attempted. So it's been a relatively clean game from the standpoint of fouls committed, Dan.
Yeah. So, and you said, which of the girls did you say signed with
Peyton Hartsaw, number 14.
She'll be a Forester next year.
Yes, she will.
Down at Huntington University in Huntington, Indiana. So
I assume that will be in the paper shortly. I think they had 11 o'clock signing yesterday here at the school.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty solid program down there. So it'll be exciting to see how she contributes to that for the next 4 years after she leaves Lakeland.
Right. Earlier this evening, the Westview junior varsity girls, which we have quite a few freshmen on that squad, don't we? And they pretty much dominated that game. They were ahead. I wrote it on the back of one of my papers here.
I think it was
I have too many papers, yeah.
Was the final 42-22?
43 to 22 is
43
the final.
to 22.
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
They were up 23-4 at halftime, Westview was. And then I think Lakeland had gone on a little bit of a run there. They'd got it. I think they scored the next 6 points because I think it was 23-10. But then Westview pulled away again and ended up winning by 21, 43-22. In the boys' junior varsity game at halftime, Lakeland scored just before the half to take a 2-point lead, 16-18. And then I missed the end of the game because apparently their second half went a lot faster than the girls' second half did. And I was in here watching the girls, but I was told that Lakeland ended up winning by about 15. So they pulled away there in the second half.
Yeah. Yeah, we jumped out. Westview jumped out early in this game. Lakeland started out in that zone, and we just did a great job of that inside-outside type passing. And we got, I think, initially in the first couple of minutes, 3 little short-range jumpers to go up 6-0.
Right.
And
so we had some of those. Plus, we also, a couple times, Andrea just drove. Sarah loves to drive inside.
She does.
She's not very tall, but she loves to drive in there, and then she'll just pull up and shoot.
Yeah, she's not afraid to challenge the taller girls on the inside. I think she might get to the free throw line more than any other girl we have. I'd have to look here, but I know she attempts a lot of free throws for us this year so far. And, not being very tall, but she just has that mentality of attacking the basket. And it really does help free up some of her teammates, I think, when she does that.
Sure.
Another thing I've noticed, Dan, I think we've done a pretty solid job. We've got a lot of offensive putbacks. Unfortunately, a couple of them just rimmed off. I mean, we could easily have another 2-3 baskets if they could have converted those rebounds.
Right. Yeah. So we were doing a nice job rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we were talking about before we went on the air earlier, you were talking about Hope Bortner and how she's doing this year with 3-point shooting. I don't know if maybe you jinxed her, Randy.
I guess maybe I did.
You had said something that she's scored. 30,
I think she has 36 threes on the season. Yes, and I mean I think our school record is 61, held by our current JV coach Sid
Burkett.
Burkett, yeah.
Burkett Bontrager?
Now her married name, yeah, it was Burkett.
Yeah,
but I'm impressed. That's been one of the strengths of our team this year. As a team, we're shooting 39% from 3, which is
for a whole team. That's wow.
And it's interesting because from 2 we're shooting 37. We're actually shooting better from 3. That's unusual.
Well, maybe nobody's guarding out there. I don't know.
But yeah, Bortner's shooting 43%, and even Andrea Miller 41. So that's pretty amazing to have two players shooting over 40 from the 3-point land.
Yeah, so we'll see if they get some of that going. So, yeah, if we'd had a little more threes going in, that would have made a pretty big difference there in the first half.
Yeah, we've had 2, I think, and the Lakeland's had 3 in terms of 3-pointers so far.
Yeah, Onan has 2 herself.
Mm-hmm.
And see who was the Rassler, the other?
Hartzell got the Yep. Well, we thought it would be a close one, and the halftime score indicates so far it's going that direction.
Yeah, so we'll see what we've got coming up here in the second half. So the halftime show is brought to you by Pizza Depot in Millersburg, featuring a chili dog pizza as their December pizza of the month. And next month, we've been told their pizza special in January is going to be chicken pesto. So enjoy your chili dog pizza in December still. I'm not sure I've ever had that. Maybe I should have Judd bring us some.
Yeah. Sounds worth trying to me.
So, yeah, thanks to Pizza Depot for being our halftime sponsor for all our games this year. And actually, our pregame show was brought to you this evening by J&R Solutions, bringing high-speed internet wherever you are, and we're actually using one of their hotspots this evening to broadcast here out of the Lakeland Gymnasium this evening. Lakeland will have the ball. Triggering it in will be the aforementioned Hardsaw. Get things started for the second half. And Rassler standing there waiting to receive. So they're coming at us this time. We're sort of down at the one end, right behind the Lakeland bench. So doing a weave across the top. Hardsaw and Onan wide open for a 3 off the back of the iron this time. Wallace pokes it way loose and managed to throw it right back into Wallace's hands. She misses the layup. And then pulled down by Idding. She tried to kick it out to Hardsaw, and it went out of bounds. So Sarah Lapp will trigger it into Miller, and she'll be bringing it down the floor. Andrea on the left side crosses the timeline. Lakeland still in that man-to-man. I think they figured out real quick that it wasn't going to work to do a zone, and Bortner hits her first three from the right side. Puts us back on top, 25-23, I think. So we were out of the lead for a total of about a minute so far. Hardsaw dribbles to the right side, hands it off to Rassler, back to Onan at top of the key. She takes another 3, and this time she buries it, so they're back in the lead again. 25-26, Westview chasing 1. 7:02 to go here in the third period. And Andrea Miller walks the ball up the court, crosses the timeline. She drives in, kicks it off to Sarah Lapp, and looks like Sarah was going to shoot, and then she decided to take off, but they said she faked a little too hard.
Yep, it appears that she was a little bit indecisive and whether she wanted to take the 8-10-footer or drive the baseline.
Rassler brings the ball down to the left side, hands it off to Onan. She comes back to the center, across to Hardsaw on the right wing in the center. Oh, nice give and go. Idding's wide open underneath. Puts up the easy bucket, and they're up by 3. Lakeland's up 28-25, 6.5 minutes to go. Andrea brings the ball across the timeline again. Going down the left side, pulls it back out. She's at the three-point line. Now she drives in again, attempts to put the shot up, and they're going to call a foul on that shot. So I think we'll get our first shots from the free throw line the way it looks.
Yep, it looks that way. Andrea shoots 65% at the line. She gets 2 here.
And they called that foul on Rassler. That'll be her first. And can't quite get it to go. Hits the back of the iron. No good. She'll get one more. She puts the shot up, this time nothing but net. 26-28. Westview still down by 2, 6:18 to go. And we got Hartsaw bringing the ball down across the timeline. Michaela Mast meets her, kicks it off to Rassler on the right side. She dribbles it back between the circles. Now she goes back to the right side, hands it off to Hartsaw. Hartsaw back to the middle of in between the circles. If they're trying to get another pass inside, it didn't work. Nice spin move by
Oman?
Oman.
Yep.
Yeah. And couldn't get it to go. Westview pulls the rebound down. Sarah Lapp has it. Gives it to Michaela Mast. She drives into the lane. Takes the shot inside from about 8 feet. Drops it in, and we got a tie ball game. 5:35 to go, 28 all. Rassler brings the ball across the timeline. All 4 of the other Lakers in a straight line across the free throw line, and now they're moving. Rassler back to the middle, kicks it over to Oman on the right wing. Now she's going to pass it back to Rassler on the left side. To the middle, kicks it over to Hartsaw. Hartsaw at the top of the key now. Michaela Mast on her. Down to Oman on the left wing. She puts the right wing, puts the shot up. Did not get it to go. Sarah Lapp at the rebound, and she brings it back down.
We're doing a pretty good job right now of limiting them to 1 shot.
Hope Bortner took a long 3 there. Couldn't get it to go. She's about 4 or 5 feet behind the arc there, but she was wide open. Off the back of the iron, no good. Last touch by Westview, so it'll be Lakeland ball underneath our basket, bringing it to full length. And we had Cameron Miller just check in for Sarah. Hartsaw brings the ball across the timeline. Over to the right side to Rassler. Rassler top of the key. Hartsaw on the left side puts up a 3. Can't get it to go. And boy, from my perspective, it sure looked like that ball bounced on the end line, but they didn't call it.
I agree 100%, Dan.
I mean, it didn't. I don't know if it actually touched the end line, but certainly the edge of the ball was
Yes.
over the edge when it bounced.
Yeah, yep.
But anyway, they knocked it off of a Westview player, so Lakeland triggers it inside. Rassler at the top of the key, and now Oman with another 3 out top, and this time it bounced up high and hit the structure. Top of the backboard is no longer out of bounds, but hitting the pipes, holding the backboard certainly is. So Westview brings the ball back the other way, going away from us. Andrea Miller across the timeline. Hartsaw on her. Andrea drives inside to Hope. Hope puts up a layup. That's a nice backdoor cut there.
Yeah, that was. It was a nice team aspect, a nice leading pass.
So Westview back up by 2. Ball punched inside to Oman. She flips it up. Can't get it to go. Pulled out of there by Wallace. Wallace can't get it to go. Rebound by Oman. And now they're going to call a foul, I'm guessing on Mast. They're trying to get the ball pulled away from them. But my goodness, Lakeland had several shots from point-blank range and couldn't get them to go.
Yep.
So that is called on Michaela Mast. Her first. Westview's first now for the half. And Lakeland will trigger it in on the right side of their own baseline. Right side of their basket on the baseline. Out on the right wing from about 3 feet behind the arc. Shot put up by Hartsaw, no good. Chased down by Sarah Lapp. Hartsaw all over her. And trying to bring it down, passes it off to Andrea Miller, and she brings it across the timeline on the right side. Hands it off to Bortner. Kicks it across the Rieksecker, clear down in the left corner to Cameron. Cameron puts it out to Hope. Bortner puts up a 3, can't get it to go. Rebound by Rassler, and they're coming back the other way. Rassler bringing the ball across the timeline. Gets it to Oman. She drives into the lane just behind the free throw line. She puts up the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound pulled out of there by Sarah Lapp, and we're going back the other way. Boy, I haven't had to do this in a long time where there's no video, and they just keep moving.
Yeah, they do. Oh, nice pass.
Underneath. Yeah, nice. Was that Sarah that drove in there and dished it off to Rieksecker?
Rieksecker, yes. That was a very nice interior pass, and the only way they were going to stop her was to foul her.
And that foul was from behind by
Wallace, yep.
Wallace's first 2 on the Lady Lakers now for the second half. First shot no good by Rieksecker. And we've got Shakow back in for the Lady Lakers and Iddings out. Also back in is Canedo and Wallace out for Lakeland. So I think they've played 8, 3 off the bench for Lakeland. I think Westview right now has played 1. Shot good. Michaela Mast back in, comes in for Rieksecker. Westview up 31-28, 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Ball across the timeline by Wallace, kicks it over the left side to Canedo, down to the left wing to Oman. Inside, Rassler was wide open. She steps around, misses the shot. Bortner pulls it out, passes it off to Andrea to bring down to the other end. So Westview up 3, 2:40 to go, chance to extend the lead. Hope Bortner on the left wing, drives in, pulls back out, dribbling it. Now she's driving back inside, spinning around, hands it off to Andrea Miller, top of the key. She went to the left a little bit and hit about, what was that, about a 16, 17-foot jumper. Nothing but net on that one.
That was a nice shot off the dribble.
Yeah.
That's not an easy shot.
Stepped to her left and shot. Lakeland at the other end, working the ball. Canedo back to Oman up top. Oman's got Andrea on her, and off to Canedo on the left wing, down on the left baseline to Oman. She dribbles it back to the top of the key, kicks it to Rassler, and now to Canedo, takes a 3-point shot on the left side, and ball knocked loose and ends up in the hands of Hartsaw. Hope had knocked it loose from Shakow, but Hartsaw picked it up. Hartsaw working her way inside, and I think they're going to call Cameron for her 3rd foul now. It's just on floor action, so no free throws. Hartsaw will trigger it in on the right or on the left side of their basket. Michaela Mast on her. Bounce it inside to Shakow. She loses it. Cameron Miller going to the other end. She hands it off to Andrea. She sort of lost the handle on it. Instead of trying to put a shot up with the ball, slip it around, she wisely pulls it back out. Hope Bortner takes another 3 now from outside. No good. Mast with the rebound, dribbles inside, puts up the shot. No good. Rassler pulls it down on the left side. She quickly comes down the other way, crosses the timeline. She was, I think, the first Laker to make it across the timeline. Oman drives into the lane, and she pulled her foot. Rieksecker comes back in for Cameron. So Westview will bring it the length of the floor. Sarah Lapp to trigger it into Andrea Miller. And we're just walking it up. Westview with a 5-point lead now. 1:02 to go in the third period. Mast has the ball, drives in right around Shakow. Puts up an easy shot right from over the front of the rim. Gets it to go. Hartsaw brings the ball back down across the timeline. Mast on her. Got 3 Lakers up front, 1 down lower. Right wing to Oman. Now Canedo on the left side. At the wing, kicks it to the top of the key to Oman, and then back to Hartsaw. Hartsaw has it just to the right of the center. Drives inside the the free throw line and takes a little jumper and puts it in.
That broke quite a drought that they've had. I think we scored about 8 or 10 in a row before that shot.
Well, weren't they up 28-25 at one
point?
And so we might have scored 10.
I think we had 10 in a row, yeah.
And we pulled a foot this time, so another turnover. 13.3 seconds to go here in the third period, 30-35. Hartsaw across the timeline, 9 seconds. Dribbling up top, I'm going to let her dribble 5 seconds. Now she starts her move to the right wing, now kicks it across to Oman, takes a shot from the left side, and drains it from about 2 feet behind the arc. Pulls them back within 2, 33-35, end of 3. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Dry Forest Wood Products in Shipshewana offers high-quality lumber drying with their vacuum kiln drying process. At Dry Forest, we believe in valuing the life of a tree by respecting its integrity and enjoying its natural beauty. Dry Forest Wood Products with over 40 years of lumber drying experience. Located at 4325 North, 675 West in Shipshewana. Call 260-768-7714.
Home improvement supplies for your home, RV, or manufactured home don't have to cost an arm and a leg. Here's a secret the big box stores don't want you to know. Emma Warehouse has the products you need at below retail prices, including windows, doors, trim, furnaces, flooring, hardware, paint, and more. Emma Warehouse is located 6 miles west of LaGrange in downtown Emma. Call 260-593-2769 for more information.
Back in LaGrange at Lakeland High School. Ready for our last 8 minutes of action here in the third game to be played here this evening. The Lady Warriors varsity against the Lady Lakers. Westview with a slim 2-point lead and the ball to start the fourth quarter. Sarah Lapp's going to trigger it in on the far side at the half court. Gets it into Andrea Miller in the back court, and she's going to dribble it across to start things up. Rassler on Andrea. Bounce pass to Hope Bortner on the left wing. Knocked out of bounds by Hartsaw. So Westview will trigger it in over on the left side. Andrea Miller to trigger it in. Sarah Lapp runs out top to get it and then hands it off to Andrea. Looks like they're doing a trapping zone. Hope Bortner gets a 3-point shot off. Can't get it to go, but Morgan Rieksecker left all alone for the rebound. Puts it up and in. So Westview back up by 4, 37-33. 7:33 to go in the game. Rassler across the timeline, switches her hands, dribbles right up the middle of the lane, puts it up and in. So Rassler with 6 points now. Andrea bringing the ball down the floor again, heads for the middle of the floor, and coming across the timeline. So it looks like, was it a 1-3-1? And they were trapping out in the corners. Andrea across to Rieksecker, back out to Andrea on the left, or the left side, drives up the middle. Kicks it out to Rieksecker. Lapp has it underneath. Throws it over the top of Hope Bortner, and Rassler's going to chase it down and get a layup at the other end.
Got fouled.
And Hope Bortner stopped the shot from going in, but she's going to be called for the foul. So, yeah, Lapp got caught underneath, and she tried to get it out of trouble, instead created more trouble.
Yeah, it looks like it's a 3-2, and they're just extending and then trapping the wings, aren't they?
Oh, is that what
it
okay.
looks like it.
Shot up by Rassler is good. 7 for her now. Cameron Miller comes in for Sarah Lapp. She'll hit the bench for a short breather. 6:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lakeland within 1. Rassler's made shot could tie it all up, and she does. 37-37, 6:53 to go. And Lakeland wants to talk things over. We might just keep it right here. I think it's just a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a change of strategy. It looks like he wanted to see how we handle a little trapping action. If we can get over that initial pressure, we had a layup almost down there, and they double-teamed, and then we threw it out, and unfortunately, like you said, it went over, was it Bortner's head into the backcourt. And
well, didn't you say Bortner was listed as 4'0"?
Yeah.
Where was that on the roster here tonight, or where did you see that listed that way?
Well, it says a Westview, the varsity roster here, and it's listed at 4 foot. A midget that can shoot threes, huh?
I guess so. She's
she's probably what, 5'6"?
Yeah, I think that's what we decided she actually is. So. Andrea brings the ball across the timeline to Michaela Mast. Skip pass across the top to Hope, and then to Andrea. Andrea thought about the 3, passes it over to Hope for a 3, and she swishes it. So is that her second or third now? Just her second 3.
It's her second 3 of the night, yep.
So
both in the second half here.
10 points for Hope, and we're back up by 3, 40-37 with 6.5 minutes to go. Rassler dribbles to the right side outside the 3-point line. Hartsaw on the left side, and she's going to take a shot from about 4 feet behind the arc. Can't get it to go, and Iddings ends up with the rebound. Hartsaw drives the lane now, kicks it out to Iddings. She's going to drive the lane and passes it underneath, and they're going to call a foul underneath. That might be Cameron's 4th. Nope, they called it on
Reed Sicker.
That's her 2nd then, I believe. So
Yep.
4 on Westview for the second half, now 2 on Lakeland. And Sarah Lapp back in, so Westview back to their starting lineup. Actually, both teams have their starting lineup out there right now. Pass inside to Iddings as she came down the right side of the lane, and she had a layup up and over the top. So 39-40, Westview up by 1. 6 minutes to go. Down to Hope Bortner on the left side. Hits Sarah Lapp just outside the lane. Now she drives in strong. Morgan Rieksecker, 3-point shot up and banked in by Michaela Mast. I guess the bank is open. The bank is open late today.
Yes, it is.
43-39, we'll take it however they go in. 5:42 to go, Westview with a 4-point lead. Lakeland across the timeline. Rassler with the ball, comes over the left side, now dribbles back to the middle. Now she back to the left side, looking inside. She's not seeing what she likes. Up to Oman on the right side. Oman spins around, and now she's driving in the lane, pulls up at the free throw line, trying to unload the ball. Finally does to Hartsaw, who dribbles back to the free throw line. Now she drives inside, kicks it out to Oman. Oman's going to take a 3 off the back of the iron. No good, but Rassler ends up with it. And now Hartsaw is going to drive, and I think that's going to be a charge. Sarah Lapp does a nice job. One of those players that can get in there and get set. So that was a huge turnaround.
Yes, it was.
Instead of them getting 2 points, they turned it over.
And she probably would have got a free throw, too.
Right.
Yep.
And we know she can hit those.
Yes.
So Westview still up by 4, 43-39. Andrea Miller drives it inside a bit. Sarah Lapp with the ball now. And they're going to call a jump ball there. Possession arrow in Lakeland's favor. So they were still doing that trapping out in the corners. They got Sarah that time.
It's kind of a risky thing. I mean, if you get through that, we got some open 3-point shooters, but that time it worked for them. They got a tie-up.
Ball inside to Iddings, and she left wide open down on the baseline. Had another layup, essentially. 41-43, Westview still up by 2, 4.5 minutes to go. Sarah Lapp down to Bortner on the left baseline, kicks it up top to Miller. Mast fakes it and then drives inside and got it blocked away, but last touched by Oman as it went out of bounds right at the Westview bench, so Andrea Miller will be triggering it in from there. And Coach Ryan Yoder wants to talk things over, calling a 60-second timeout, so we'll be right back in 60 seconds as well.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Remodeling in the near future? Dale Fry at Dale's Dependable Handyman Service is the right man for the job. Get a new look for your bathroom, kitchen, garage, attic, or anywhere else in your house. Dale is fully trained, licensed, and insured. No subcontractors, just Dale and his son, Owen, will do the job. Call 260-463-3970 or visit dalesdependablehandyman.com.
And Westview is getting set to trigger the ball in from right in front of their own bench, down at their own end. Andrea Miller, the trigger man, gets it into Sarah Lapp, hands it back to Andrea. Bounces underneath it. Sarah gets it back out to Andrea. They're staying down there low. Now she brings it up top, and they're coming out on the trap on her again. She drives inside, kicks it across to Michaela. She takes a three-pointer, no good, and the ball knocked away, and Oman ends up with it. Kicks it down quickly across the timeline to Rassler. Rassler thought about driving in, but she hands it off to Hartsaw. Hartsaw, a spin move, right inside, got a right-handed layup. Doesn't get much easier than that if you get open like that. So tie ball game, 43-43, 3:40 to go in the game. Andrea Miller across the timeline and had 2 Lakers on her immediately, and they're going to call another jump ball, a held ball, and it'll be Westview's ball on the alternating possession.
Yeah, he started the quarter with this particular trap, and so far they haven't abandoned it.
Well, I mean, it's working for him.
Yeah.
Might as well keep doing it. And
Yep.
immediately out on her. Pass inside
she
to
walked.
Sarah, and they said she walked.
Yep.
So she did a fake, stepped, and then dribbled. Can't quite do them in that order legally.
Kind of takes us out of our comfort zone, just that.
Yeah, just that little change
Yep.
in defense. So Hartsaw directing traffic from up top. Got everybody where she wants it now, hands it off to Rassler on the left wing. Now Rassler drives in the middle, puts a little floater up. She missed badly, but Idding's there to gather it up, kicks it out to Hartsaw, and she hits a 3, and all of a sudden we're chasing 3. With 3:09 to go here in the fourth quarter, 43-46 in Lakeland's favor. Andrea Miller across the timeline, trying to trap her, but she drives through it too quickly. Hope Bortner caught underneath. Tried to pass the ball back out to one of the other cutting players, but Lakeland tied it up. 2:57 to go, and Lakeland wants to talk things over. I think we'll just keep it here. So for those of you that were at the game, the alumni game the other night, wanted to let you know that we did record that game, and that will be getting put up on our YouTube channel probably tomorrow. I think what we're going to be doing is making that a pay-per-view with all the money still going to the fundraiser from the other night. So be looking for that tomorrow, or at the latest be on Thursday, but I think we're going to have it up tomorrow. You'll be able to watch the alumni game, both the boys game and the girls game.
I tell you, that was really entertaining. I don't know how many different people I talked to said they really enjoyed that night.
Well, it was, they couldn't get the bleachers out on the one side, but the other side was packed, and there was a bunch of kids standing along the sideline over there. So yeah, there was a lot of people there. It was a lot of fun. Lakeland brings the ball across the timeline in the hands of Hartsaw. She's dribbling with Michaela Mast on her. Bounce passes it down to Rassler. Rassler dribbles towards the middle, and now back in the hands of Hartsaw. Oman on the left wing kicks it inside to Hartsaw back out to Oman. She hands it off to Rassler. She backs it back out. So I'm guessing they're going to work for a good shot. They're up by 3, so that's their biggest lead of the game. Oh, nice give and go there. Couldn't get the ball to drop, and that was Rassler couldn't get the ball to drop. Andrea Miller with the ball across the timeline, running into that trap, gets out to Michaela Mast, down on the right side to Hope Bortner, wide open for 3, couldn't get it to go. Oh, and Rieksecker tried to chase down the rebound, but it got away from her. So 2:03 to go, we're still down 3, and Lakeland's got the ball to bring down the full length of the floor again.
That was a good look for Hope. It just didn't fall that time, but it was nice to see Andrea get out of that pressure and find her open teammate on the wing.
Well, you know, if you got 2 people on you, somebody's got to be open somewhere.
That's right.
Trick is finding them.
That's right, yep.
So it looks like they're going into a stall here. Westview with only 3 fouls called, so if we do want to be able to stop the clock and make them shoot, we're going to have to do some fouling.
Yeah.
And as I say that, Hope Bortner gets called for a foul. I'm not exactly sure if that was what it was, but
yeah,
I think that might be what I'd be thinking. Get some fouls on there so that we can make them shoot if you need to. That was a second foul on Hope Bortner, and Westview calls a timeout, another 30-second timeout.
It looks like their delay game is just kind of a double stack right just below the free throw line, and the guard just drives off of that, and somebody pops out and replaces the point. That's kind of a popular delay game over the years. I've seen that quite a bit. And, yeah, we're going to have to decide, and we're going to probably double team at some point to try to force some type of a turnover. But like you say, Dan, we only have, we do have 5 team fouls.
I was looking at Lakeland's. I thought we only had 3,
yes.
But we actually had 4, and we do now have 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be too surprised if we wouldn't be pretty aggressive on defense here and pick up that 6th foul. And then if we want to put him to the free throw line, we can with a 7th foul. So ball's going to be triggered in by Rassler right in front of her coach. out to Hartsaw. We let them bring the ball in. And they're
now they got out of that.
Yeah, they're spread out. It's still sort of a square, but they're all spread out. Hartsaw clear out almost at the half-court line. Mast on her. She's looking to see if she's being counted. She's just trying to kill some clock here. Hands it off to Rassler. Sarah Lapp on her. And back to Hartsaw. Way out on the right wing. She dribbles it back into the center circle. And now she's coming down the right side. Almost thought, oh, they're back into that double stack now.
Yep.
So Michaela Mast on Hartsaw, trying to find somebody open.
They're the double team, but.
And I thought she was going to try to go for the layup, but they're pulled it back out. Hartsaw with the ball way out front again, behind the back dribble. And looks like we're trying to, and we've got somebody wide open underneath for a second, but they're still pulling the ball out, and Sarah Laps, but oh, they just called an intentional foul.
Oh my. That is rarely called. Now they're discussing, the officials.
Yeah, I think Sarah tried to foul, and it looked like she was trying to back away, and she unfortunately pushed off the other girl to go back. So Sarah Lapp gets called for the foul. They're still discussing it, so the guy that called the intentional foul, I don't know, can he change his mind on that? I guess he hadn't actually said it to this. He is calling it an intentional foul.
Yeah, they are.
Which means she'll get 2 shots and then the ball back.
Right.
So they're up by 3 already, 42 seconds to go in the game. They're up 46-43, and Hartsaw, who hasn't missed from the line yet, still hasn't. She pushes that lead up to 4, 47-43.
Sarah did push her, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think it was an intentional.
No.
Well, that was the closest she came to missing a free throw yet, but she rattles it in. 48-43, up by 5. Lakeland gets the ball back. And we're at 6 team fouls now for Westview. Ball being triggered in by Rassler. Looks, gets it into Iddings, and throws it. Iddings throws it off of Rieksekker's foot. Goes out of bounds. 38.7 seconds to go, and they'll be triggering it in again. About even with the free throw line over on the right side. Rassler with the ball. Looking for somebody. Omen comes free and back to Rassler. And they're trying to foul her now, I think. And they end up calling a timeout. So a lot of contact there. 31.7 seconds to go. Lakeland with a 5-point lead and the ball. And they took a timeout, full timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back for the last 31 seconds of this game.
Freedom Finish Works in Topeka specializes in both steel and aluminum. Their 40,000 square foot custom powder coat facility has the flexibility to run everything from one-piece custom orders to full production quantities. They also have the unique capabilities of powder coat, blast coat, as well as other highly durable coatings. They are your local source for powder coating. Freedom Finish Works in Topeka. Call 260-593-0204.
Back at Lakeland High School, just under 32 seconds left. Westview breaking out of their huddle. I'm thinking we're probably going to have to play really aggressively and probably going to have to put them at the line. But we got to stop the clock. Right now the clock's probably the biggest enemy. Down 5. We have to get our hand. Well, if we can steal it, that obviously would be the best option.
And the good thing, they're going to have to shoot a 1-and-1. It's not 2 shots, so it puts a little pressure on the free throw shooter.
So Hartsaw triggers it into Rassler, and she gets trapped. And she stepped on.
Oh, we got a break.
We did get a break. Sarah Lapp stepped in front of her, and she slipped and stepped on the sideline. So Westview gets the ball back with 27.5 seconds to go. 48-43. We're down 5. Andrea across the timeline. We're going to have to move fairly quickly here. Drives inside, gets it to Hope Bortner. We don't have to have a 3 yet. Across to Michaela. She's got to shoot that. She takes the shot. Got it. Timeout called immediately, and the clock was still running, so there should be about 11 seconds left on the clock. They ran it down to 8.6.
Yeah.
But I don't know that there's any review on that. So
It was definitely 10.5 when I saw the shot go through.
Yeah.
But they have officially at 8.6.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we should offer a a review here.
Yeah. Of course, sometimes them take 4 minutes, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But in any case, 8.6 seconds. We got it back within 3.
Yep.
Michaela Mast hit a nice, about a 16, 18-footer off on the left side.
Notice they did put another, it's back to 10.3 now.
Oh, okay. So that was about what you said you thought was on the clock.
Yeah.
So that minute, second, and I was going to say a minute and a half. A minute and a half, they added a second and a half, they added back on.
Right.
We're still going to need to, we got to stop the clock quick. So I imagine we'll be pressing. We can't let them bring,
Yeah.
I mean, they could use almost the full 10 seconds just bringing the ball down the floor.
Yeah, they almost don't have to get it across, but
so
probably I would say if we don't get the inbound steal, we'll probably resort to fouling, and we'll have to before too many seconds run off here.
Yeah, we're still only at, the team foul count is still only at 6, so it'll be a 1-and-1. Michaela back at mid-court to stop anybody going long. Rassler triggering it in from the baseline. Everybody else lined up across from on the free throw line. Rassler looking. Sarah Lapp on the floor. And in the hands of Hartsaw, which is where I'd put it. Hope Bortner immediately fouls her. Now we're back to the 8.9.
Yeah.
So, but in the meantime, we've got them shooting free throws, although I don't think she's missed yet. But she has 4 from the free throw line? Or has she?
Yes, she's 4 for 4.
Yeah,
Yep.
and she's.
Maybe we can jinx her?
Yeah, maybe. Attempting her 5th, and this is the front end of a 1-and-1.
Yep.
Nope, nothing but net.
Nothing but net.
She had 9 points in the first half, and she's added, another 2, 4,
8.
6, 8 in the second half, and then now another one. So now they're back up by 5 again, 8.9 seconds to go. Sarah Lapp looking to get it in. Lobs it into Andrea Miller. She got to get down there quickly. And she's just going to put up the shot. Can't get it to go in the hands of Hartsaw.
That's the game.
And that's the ball game. 45-50. Lakeland comes out ahead. Westview led for most of the game. But at the end of the game, Lakeland found a way to get more points on the board. So we'll take a real short break, and then we'll come back for a quick wrap-up and then get ready for boys action. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Tiffany's Restaurant on East Lake Street, Topeka. Mouth-watering home-cooked goodness, all in a friendly down-home atmosphere among friends and neighbors. Different daily specials, all-you-can-eat fish twice a week, scrumptious buffets featuring our fried chicken, and then finish it off with a slice of fresh-baked pie. Eat in our large dining room or carry out at 260-593-2988, and now offering delivery within 10 miles of Topeka.
Back at Lakeland girls celebrating their victory. I think they had a 5-8 record, so they go to 6-8, and Westview had a 6-7, so we dropped to 6-8 as well. So I guess we both have the same record now. We'll take a look at scoring. So Randy, you want to go ahead with?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, the final individual scoring here. Start for Westview first of all. Andrea Miller had a total of 7. Excuse me, 1 for 2 at the line, and she also had a 3-pointer. Bortner ended up with 2 threes in the second half and a 2, so she ended up altogether with 10 points in double figures. Riesecker had a total of 5, including 1 for 2 at the line. Michaela Mass, the freshman, actually led us in scoring tonight with a total of 16. And then Sarah Lapp had a total of 7, or a total of 45 points for Westview. For Lakeland, they were led by the one that's kind of been the engine for them all year. Hartsaw had 9 in each half for a total of 18, including a perfect 6 for 6 at the line. Kind of sealed it with her late 2 free throws late in the game. Ressler, her senior classmate, had a total of 8, and she also had 2 for 2 at the line. Canado, the freshman, had 2 points, and Ullman had 14, including 4 threes. 4 threes and a 2, and Eddings had 3 short range shots. They were big ones in their comeback for a total of 6, and they had a total of 50 on the night.
So the Lady Warriors drop one this evening. The guys getting warmed up. We'll be going off the air shortly, then we'll be back with the boys' game. Tonight's game sponsor, as always, is Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana. Our pregame sponsor this year is J&R Solutions, providing internet wherever you are. Also, our halftime sponsor for the year is Pizza Depot in Millersburg. This evening's game also brought to you by Dale's Dependable Handyman Service, Tiffany's Restaurant in Topeka, Stutzman Power Equipment in Shipshewana, Height Auto Body in LaGrange, Freedom Finish Works in Topeka, Dry Forest Wood Products, Shipshewana, by LaGwana, your local creative services provider, Animal Care Clinic of Topeka. Also avail portable toilet and sink rentals, Jerry's Standard Service in Middlebury, by Topeka Pharmacy, and the Van Buren Hotel in Shipshewana, by Emma Warehouse, and by Ben's Pretzels. Tonight's game was a presentation of LaGwana Media and the IHSAA Champions Network. For Randy Yoder doing the color this evening, and had Jeremy Anderson and Justin Stewart on the board tonight. This is Dan Byler. Good night.